I will I will share my screen. So screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yes, sir. So
Yes, sir.
today
Yes,
we
sir.
are going to discuss about the research methodology. Research methodology is a method or the technique through which the research process can be undertaken by any research scholar. We will discuss that what is the research and what are the methodology and what are the methods or techniques through which we can undertake our research. Especially, I have designed this research methodology course for the students of Pali and Buddhist studies. Although here in Lumini Buddhist University, there are topics which are mainly based upon the Mahayana Buddhist studies or Vajrayana. But I will discuss with some of the aspects related with the Mahayana and Vajrayana systems of our Buddhist philosophy later on. But in the beginning, I will discuss with you all the methods. First of all, what is the research? What is the research methodology? What are the methods or the techniques through which our research can be undertaken by the research scholar? What are the basic things which can be undertaken by a research scholars? We will discuss. So as we are aware that research word is made up of two words, re and search. Re means again or further. There are so many meanings of the research. And search means investigations or search again and again. So the literal meaning of research is search further or search again and again. Whenever we say that again and again or further, it means there are materials which are already available to us. And based upon the materials which are already available to us, we have to make an advancement of the knowledge, whatever we are having the knowledge at present. So for that, we are making further research also, or we are searching or investigating the materials on any topic or any subjects again and again. So this is the research and it has been defined in Pali text also. Lad samaggi pubbakam abhinav chintanamti parisilanam. So research has been given, there are so many names of the research like Anusandhan, then Parisilana, Anusilana. There are so many terms which are available in Sanskrit also and in Pali also. So in the next class, we'll discuss the literal meaning of research in a very detailed manner, that how research, which has been discussed by the Buddha also in Pali text and in other texts also in Mahayana Buddhist text, that how this research has been interpreted in many ways also. In Pali text, we are having Arya Pariya Sena Sutta, where there is a description that how one can understand the teachings of the Buddha and how he can go further for the understanding of the teachings of the Buddha. So research is mainly for the advancement of the knowledge. Whatever we are having the knowledge, we can make further advancement of the knowledge, whatever we are having. And this is the Abhinav Chintanam. Abhinav Chintanam means there is an innovation of any new thing. Whenever a research is being done, there are two types of research that you are making an invention or innovation of new theory or any concept also. And second type of research is that you are further analyzing, interpreting in different manners based upon the materials which are available to us in the text available in Pali language literature or Sanskrit Buddhist literature, Chinese Buddhist literature, Tibetan Buddhist literatures, and others. Based upon the materials which are available to us, we are making further advancement of the knowledge. And we are analyzing any concepts or any theories which are already available to us. So based upon these, we are going to interpret all these things. Nowadays, the theories and the concepts which are applied in our day-to-day life also. So there are two types of research also. There is a theoretical research and there is a applied research also. Theoretical research are those that which are done on the basis of the materials which are available to us. And whenever we are applying the concepts in our day-to-day life, then it is called as applied research. We are having subjects also like applied physics, applied mathematics, applied chemistry. So how the theories related with the chemistry, physics, and mathematics, and other theories also, how they are applied in our day-to-day life also. In arts and humanities also, how the theories are applied in our day-to-day life. This is also a applied research also. So in Buddhism also, we are having applied Buddhism, that how the teachings of the Buddha are applied in our day-to-day life. How the teachings of the Buddha are applied for bringing social peace or social harmony or brotherhood in our day-to-day life. So this is the concept of our applied research in Buddhism or Pali text also. So these are going to be discussed in our classes. So here, see, there are the aspects of our research which are done here. So there are mainly four types of subjects in our humanities. In our research, there is applied sciences, social creative professionals, and natural sciences, and arts and humanities. So for the sake of understanding, we can see that how researches are being done also. So mainly there are two types of research, pure research and applied research. Pure research are mainly based upon the arts and humanities, mathematics, and technology. And again, these, especially arts and humanities and the social sciences subjects, they are also applied in our day-to-day life. How the engineering, mechanical engineering, or applied electrical engineering, how they are applied in our day-to-day life. So mainly there are two types of research, pure research, which are based upon the theoretical aspects, and applied, that how the concepts and the theories which are applied in our day-to-day life. So these are the main two types. And especially when we are talking about the subjects of arts and humanities, that is the language and literature, there are subjects which are related with psychology, sociology, politics, history, languages. Under the languages sections, we are going to discuss about Pali language literature, Sanskrit literature, Chinese language literatures, and Tibetan Buddhist literature. These are four subjects which are related with the subject or discipline Buddhist studies. So we are going to mainly focus on these arts and humanities, that how pure research and applied research are being conducted in our subject discipline Buddhist studies. So first of all, we have discussed that how research is defined, that research is the scientific investigations of the materials which are available to us. And it has been defined that lad samaggi pubbakam, that the materials which are available to us earlier, based upon that, whenever there is a scientific investigation or new innovations, whether in the sense of the concepts or the theoretical aspects, this is called as research. Lad samaggi pubbakam abhinav chintanamati pariseelanam. So we'll discuss that what are the terms especially which are used for the subject research, that anusilan, parisilan, anusandhan, vinishchay. So these are some of the subjects which terms which have been interpreted in the text by our commentators also. So today we are going to discuss that what is not research. Research is not only gathering the materials from the books, but how you are analyzing the things available based upon the materials available to us. So it is just not giving any informations or collecting informations from the literature. It is not called as a research. How you are analyzing, how you are interpreting in new different manners, and how the research scholars which have already done on this subject. So this is called as research. So research is not just information gathering or collecting the materials. Research is not rearranging the facts and figures alone. Some of the persons or research scholars just they are arranging the materials from different literatures, and they arrange it and they say that this is a kind of research. But research is not only rearranging the things, but arrangement is another thing. But how these arrangements have been interpreted by our scholars, and how do you differ with those, or how you substantiate all these facts? This is called as research. Research is not playing the words also. Whenever research is being written, it must be in a simple words also. It is not just a verbal sentences. Research is not arrangement of the abrupt statements from where you are gathering the statements. It is not only absurd or abrupt statements. But whatever you are writing, it must be substantiated by the references also. Whenever you are writing any facts, it must be given the references also, that from where you are writing. Whatever you are writing, it is not your innovation of any things or whatever you are thinking, but how you are giving substantial fact about this with the references available from the literature, from the secondary sources, from the original sources. You have to give support of those statements also. So it is not giving the bombardment of the very good language words of the sentences in your research. Research is written in a very simple sentences which can be understood by any reader. Whenever you are writing very good words in your research and they are not understood by the readers, it is not useful also. So it is supposed to by the research scholars that you must write in a very simple and lucid manner, whatever you are writing, it must be understood by the examiners or the readers also. And research is not only being done for the purpose of sales also. It is not a gimmick, but it can be undertaken by policy decisions. It can be undertaken by the any government policy decisions, whether it is in the sense of the socio-economic or politicals. So whatever you are doing nowadays, whenever a topic is being decided by the research scholars, it is being it is being supposed by the research scholars that whatever you are undertaking research, whether it is going to give any support to the university or the society or the state or the country. In what way, whether it is social, economical, political, or geographical, in what sense your research is going to be beneficial, you have to write down. And whenever you are writing the research proposal, in the aims and objectives, you are supposed to write that what are the things which are beneficial for the sake of the university, for the discipline, your Buddhist studies, or for the sense of development of socio-economical or geographical aspect of the state or the country also. So now, what is the research? We have just interpreted that research is the scientific investigation based upon the materials which are available to us. But how the scientific investigation can be undertaken? Whenever you are doing a research, it starts with some of the basic problems or the questions related with your research also. First of all, you must have an objective or aims for doing this research. For what purpose you are doing this research, it must be written in your research proposal also. And what are and whenever the questions related with the research problems, it needs careful investigations through the literature review also. On your subject, what are the literatures which are available, whether it is textual research or textual materials or secondary sources. You must have a sound knowledge of that. And this research methodology is being taught to research scholars only for having a sound knowledge that how you can create some of the basic questions related with your research also. And unless you do not go through the literature, the questions cannot arise in your mind related with your research. So whenever you start your research, it starts with a basic problems. And for this problem, there are some methods also through which you can solve the problems. And this problem can be undertaken by any solution also. And this is called as hypothesis. This hypothesis is in Sanskrit called anuman or parikalpana. So whenever there is the present solution of any research problem, this is called as hypothesis. And this hypothesis, this present solution of any research problem can be solved by any research methods. We'll discuss that what are the research method in a very detailed manner in our next class. So we are discussing first of all that what is the main research, and then we'll discuss what are the types of the research which are especially undertaken in the field of or in the discipline Buddhist studies. So This research accepts certain basic assumptions or the theories. So any research problems must have a basic assumptions, and there should not be any biased or any presumptions, whatever you have in your mind also. Buddha also says in Mahaparinibbana Sutta that do not accept the things by for the sake of hearsay or for the sake of it has been told by the teachers, it has been spoken by the acharyas, but you must investigate that whether these things are available in our Pali text or Sanskrit Buddhist text or not. So you do not have any biased or any presumptions related with your research, that you are going to do research on the basic research problems. It may be differ with your hypothesis also, but you have to make investigations, and based upon the investigations, you can interpret the things in a different manner also. So this research needs, especially in the field of Buddhist studies, that how you are analyzing in a different manner, how you are interpreting the concepts or the theories available in our Pali text or Buddhist text, available in Chinese language literature or Tibetan Buddhist literature, how you are interpreting in a different manners based upon the commentators, acharyas, and other things. We have seen that how there are so many sects in Mahayana Buddhism also, how Vaibhasik, Sautrantik, Yogachar, they have been developed, how they are differing from the previous scholars also, how Dharmakirti differs with the Dinnag also, how Dinnag differs from his previous teachers like Acharya Nagarjuna and other things. Even in Madhyamik thoughts also there are so many the divisions also, Prasangik, Madhyamik, Saprasangik. So these are how they are interpreting in different manners also. All the acharyas of the sects, they are interpreting in a different manners. So this is the critical, critical means how you are analyzing based upon research materials available in different languages and literatures. Buddha was also a scientific investigator. He was in the search of the satya, that is the truth, and how he was a seeker of a truth, and how he got this truth. There is a journey that from the age of the 29th, how he got enlightenment after 7 years, 6 years. So this shows that how he was making also a investigator of the facts also, the facts which were already available in the Upanishad or the Vedas. From there he took in different manners, and he is interpreted in a different manners. The theories available in Satkarvad or Asatkarvad, which are available in our Upanishad also, how he developed the Blessed One, the law of dependent originations, that how he has interpreted the same things. These things were already available to us. So from time onwards, they have been critically interpreted. So, and this research needs a validity also, validity based upon the materials which are available to us in our literature, whether it is Pali literature, Sanskrit literature, Sanskrit Buddhist text, or Tibetan Buddhist literature, or Chinese Buddhist literature, or Japanese Buddhist literatures also. Even in Sinhala or Burmese literatures also, there are so many texts related with our teachings of the Buddha, which have been interpreted by our commentators or the acharyas also. So, based upon these, you have to verify your research questions based upon the research methodology and aims and objectives, whatever you have undertaken in your research also. So, here, this research needs articulated documentations and presentations. And whatever you are writing, it is not an observed statement of any facts also. Whatever you are writing, it must be documented by your references, whether they are available in the original sources or in your secondary sources. And after writing all those textual and secondary sources, how much you agree with those facts you have to analyze or you have to interpret in that manner also. So this is called as a research or the further research, whatever we are talking, that research is made up of two words, re and search. Here re means further, that based upon the materials which are available to us already, and based upon those materials, we are further making investigations of the facts or the theories in a different manner, or we are interpreting in a different manners, which have been not interpreted by our previous scholars or the acharyas. So this is called as a research. Research is the scientific investigations based upon the materials which are already available to us. So now we are going to discuss what is the main focus of the research and what research scholars must devote their time in selecting their research proposal or in selecting their aims and objectives of the research. We have seen already that there are two types of research that since you are making new invention or new innovation of any facts, like Archimedes' principles of the physics, there was a new theory which was invented by any scientist also, like a telegram or other things. These are the new invention. These are called as innovation of new facts or new theories or new concepts also. But there is another research that how you are making interpretation of the theories or the concepts which are already available to us, and how already the thoughts which have been already generated by our previous scholars, how you are making another interpretations or analysis of those facts or the theories. So this there must be learning to challenge the existing knowledge also. Whatever we are having, the thoughts related with the Buddhist studies, whether they are subjects related with the Four Noble Truth, Eightfold Path, Law of Dependent Originations, Law of Karma and Rebirth, Nibbana, a state of eternal bliss, or other theories, whatever we are having, there are scholars who are challenging the concepts or the theories which are already available. There are scholars who are challenging that the Four Noble Truths, which was not spoken by the Buddha, the Blessed One also. Because they are saying that in the Mahaparinibbana Sutta, when Buddha is talking, he is talking about the 37 factors of enlightenment. Out of the 37 factors of enlightenment, there is any concept related with the Four Noble Truths. How these Four Noble Truths came as a part of Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, which is available in Sanjukta Nikaya or Majjhima Nikaya or in the part of the Mahavagga, first book of Vinay Pitaka. And even in Mahavagga, which starts from the Bodhi Katha, that discourses related with the enlightenment, it starts with the 12 links of the law of dependent originations, Dwadas Didan. But later on, there are some scholars who are saying that this Buddha talks about the law of dependent originations, but this Four Noble Truth was later interpolated by other acharyas also. So this is a challenge which is available to us also. Because with the facts, they are saying that this is not new interpretations by the Buddha. Scholars are saying that for understanding of the law of dependent originations, there arose a need of understanding Four Noble Truths. And that is why in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, which starts with the avoidance of the two extremes, that kamesus suklika anuyogo and athikil mathanuyogo, that association with the sensual pleasure and association with the self-mortifications. It starts Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta with the two extremes, and in between these two extremes, there is a middle path, that is the law of Madhyama Pratipada. And whenever the law of, theory of the Majjhima Pratipada or the middle path, Madhyama Pratipada, for interpretations of these eightfold path, there is a Four Noble Truth also. So scholars are saying that for understanding these eightfold path, the Four Noble Truth has been aided by the research scholars. So here the focus is that how you are challenging already the thoughts which are available to us. Related with the law of dependent originations, there are some of the challenges before the scholars also, that whether this law of dependent originations, what is really, whether there are three lifetimes which have been discussed, and how Acharya Nagarjuna differs with these three lifetimes division of the law of dependent originations, and he says that this is emptiness. So he equates law of dependent originations with the law of emptiness, that is the sunyata. So how scholars are challenging the thoughts which are already available to us. So the main focus of the research is that how you are going to challenge the existing theories or the thoughts which are available to us. Now, the main focus is that how you are going to use creative capacity to discover or invent something new, including theory and interpretations. So there is a challenge among the research scholars that how you are going to make new thoughts, or how you are going to analyze the thoughts which are already available to us, and how you are going to interpret in a different manners which have been not interpreted by earlier scholars. So this is the main focus of our research scholars when they are undertaking any research. Another point is that it brings a new creation to fruition, like new indicators of our evolution of a scale. It gives new parameter or new standard of thinking, of new theory or new thought, whatever you are having. So there is must be focus on the research that how it brings a new creation and new theories related with the new standard or new parameter of understanding a new thought or the theory which are already available to us. Again, there must be a focus that how research is diversifying as far as possible, particularly later in the career. Whenever you are doing any research, there must be a scope for the further research also, that the further research scholars must think on those points whenever you are making concluding part of your research. You must give a scope for the further research of the scholar, because a research scholar has a limitation of the time and the period also. Within 4 years or 5 years, he has to submit his thesis. He cannot complete all the research problems in one time. Whenever you are undertaking any research, there are only 4 or 5 objectives of the research also. And these 4 or 5 objectives of your research are your chapters of your thesis also. So there must be 4 or 5 objectives of your research. Based upon the research objectives or the aims of your research, there are research problems also. We will discuss that how the research questions are arising when you are going through the literature. There is a literature review paper also. So what is the main purpose of the literature review? We will discuss. This is a part of research methodology also. This is a great beginning or initiative by a research scholar, that until unless he does not make a literature review of the literatures in his own discipline or the subject, he cannot have the objectives as well as the research problems also. So this is that in the concluding part, because the limitations of your time, you have to complete your research within 4 or 5 years. So there are some questions which have been not been fulfilled by research scholars. So this scope of the research must be undertaken in the concluding part of your research, so that later on anyone who is really interested in that subject, he can think over it. He can make a research problems on the points which have been already left by research scholars. He can further make an research on the very same subject also. So this is the main focus of our research. Now we are coming to the main topic of aims and objectives of our research. Whenever you are making any research proposal of the research on any discipline, whether it is in Pali, Sanskrit, Buddhist history, Buddhist philosophy, or Chinese language literature, or Tibetan Buddhist literatures. In the beginning, a research scholar writes aims and objectives. What are the main objectives of the research? how these main aims and objectives are being undertaken. Let us see that we have to understand the properties of the given phenomena. Here we are thinking that everything, there is no self-independent entity. Everything is dependent on some cause and conditions. This is the main innovation of our blessed one, the Buddha. Buddha says that there is no Almighty God. Everything is dependent on any cause and conditions. That is the Hetu and the Pratyaya. So, for sake of understanding, there is a voter and a leader, and the behavior of the voter both are interdependent on each other. So, there is a behavior of a person whenever he is going to make a cast of his vote, how does he behave upon that also. So this is the research aim that everything is dependent on some cause and conditions. So we have to understand that how things are causally related with each other, how both things are interrelated with each other. We have to understand the relationship between the variables. Whenever there are two things which are available, how they are. Man is dependent on the nature is dependent on the environment also. So man exists because of the nature and the environment, and even nature and the environment, both animals and the plants, they are dependent on man also. When there is a existence of the man, the plants and the animals are also existing. So we have to understand the relationship between the variables, that how these things are causally related with each other, that how research aims and objectives are being undertaken. Further, we have to predict the outcome, that what is the outcome of the research. Whenever you are having any aims and objectives of your research, how these things are causally related with each other. And if there is a outcome, man is dependent on animals and the plants, how things are outcoming, how the people are behaving with the nature and the environment. So this is the prediction of the research aim also. Again, to replicate research for validations. If you do not have a valid substantial fact related with all these things, you have to make validity on all these with your research materials available in Pali literature, Sanskrit Buddhist literature, Tibetan Buddhist literature, or Chinese Buddhist literatures. And you have to confirm or you have to refute. We do not, you, you have to agree with those facts and you have to disagree with those facts also. So based upon those facts, you have to confirm or you have to disagree with those facts also. Again, to develop new algorithms or instruments. So we have seen that research methodology is a method or a technique through which we can undertake any solution of the research problem. There are so many methods of the research, whether it is textual, comparative study, or analytical or empirical, qualitative method of research, quantitative method of research, sampling method of research. These are the methods through which we are going to make a solution of the research problems, that is called as hypothesis. How you are validating the present solution of your research problems, whatever it is arising in your research problem. Again, you have to give a new theory. We have already seen that there are two types of research, new invention or new innovation of a new theory or the facts, or another thing is that how you are analyzing the theories or the concepts or interpreting the theories or the concept in a different manner based upon the research materials which are available to us. Again, what are the motives of the research? Whenever you are writing research objectives or aims, there must be 4 or 5 objectives of your research, and there must be motive of the research also. A person must have inquisitiveness to know the things more and more, and in that manner, it is called as research is the advancement of the knowledge. We have seen that research is the not only rearranging of the facts, but how you are making analysis or interpretations of the facts which are already available to us. In that way, it is called as advancement of the knowledge. So a person must be inquisitiveness to know the things in a very scientific manner. Scientific manner means that you have to investigate the problem based upon the materials which are available to us. There must not be any absurd, abrupt statements in your research. Whatever you are writing, it must be substantiated by the facts which are available in our literature. So in that way, whatever we are already having the knowledge is, and you are making further research problems and making hypotheses and getting some solution of the problems, in that manner, research has only one objective or the motive, that how you are making an advancement of the knowledge. Whatever you are having the knowledge, it is further advancement of the knowledge also. There are other motives of the research also. Researches are being done for the sake of development in the production of the commerce. We have seen that how there is a competition in the market, how the things are being produced, how the products are being commercialized, and how the products are sold in the market also. There are so many advertising agencies which are advertising for the sale of the products also. Whether it is in the case of TV or any materials, whether it is for our day-to-day needs we are having. So how the products can be sold in the market, the researches are being done. There are some analysis. There are some programmers in the companies. We are analyzing the facts that how our products can be sold in a market. So research has one motive also, that how products can be sold in the market also. We are discussing that what are the types of the motives of the research, how the motives can be undertaken in whenever we are undertaking research. Whenever we are taking the subject discipline for this study, it is only in the sense of advancement of the knowledge. But there are some aspects of the research also which are taken for the commercial purpose also. Policy formations, even government of India or government of Nepal, they are taking policy decisions also. These policy decisions are being taken on the basis of the investigations done by the scientists, whether it is in the field of geography, economic, or sociological, or political. So, on the basis of the reports or the investigations, policies are being made in all the fields, whether it is in the field of government decision agencies or in private institutions or the university institutions. The policies are being undertaken by the research, and it is the investigation fact that how they are being. There are some motives of the research for the purpose of investigations. There are central investigations bureau of the government also, the private agencies, they are also making research also. There are some motives behind investigations of those facts also. So this is the one of the motives of the investigations. Government agency, whether it is in police or government agencies, they are involved in investigating persons. This is also a kind of research. How the researches are being done, how the government can take decisions in the interest of the public or in the society or in the development of the nations decisions related with our economy, society, polity, whatever the things. So these are called as motives also. There are some persons who are doing researches for the self-satisfactions also. They are not for the sake of degree, that is the doctor of philosophy, but for the sake of they are making it investigations, they are publishing their research projects also, and these are called as self-satisfactions. So these are some of the motives of our research, mainly in the field of our subject Buddhist studies. It is only advancement of the knowledge based upon the materials which are available to us in Pali literature, Sanskrit literature, Tibetan literature, Chinese literature, Japanese literature, whatever they are. This is only advancement of the knowledge. Again, we are talking about the research methodology framework. Now, how the research can be processed, how a research scholar who is thinking to do research, how he can start. So there are several stages through which research can be processed or undertaken. First of all is the literature review. Literature review is the main part of our research. In the beginning of research, a person must devote 1.5 years or 2 years for the searching of the literature related with the subject also. Literature review is a continuous process. It is not only that a person can continue the literature only for the 6 months or the 1 year, and now he can stop the research literature review. Till the submission of the research thesis, the literature review can be undertaken. Literature review means you are reviewing the materials which are available related with your research work in your field also. So these are some of the stages, if you see, continuous literature review, search and the review. Now there is a age of computer and technology. When there was no computer or no technology, people used to write down on the research card also. There were 3 sizes of the research card. So research scholars were supposed to write their comments about the literature in their research card also. Now there is a advancement of the age. People are using computers and new technology. People are searching the materials on the Google also. But here there must be very awareness to the research scholars that research scholars must not depend on the materials which are available on the Google. It must be get verified by the research materials which are available to us also. Sometimes the materials which are available to us on the Google sites, which are it is H Buddhism or other sites of related with the Buddhism, there must be some wrong statements also. So whatever you are getting the informations on that, you must check it through your original sources or the secondary sources, whether they are right or the wrong. So there must be continuous literature research and the review. This is the first stage. We'll discuss one by one and then how these stages are being taken. Then second is the strategy hypothesis problem. First of all, there is a research problem. Until unless there is no continuous literature search or you are not making a review of the literatures available on your research work, there cannot be arising of research problems in your mind. As many as you are going through the text, you will have an idea that how scholars have analyzed the concepts or the how they have interpreted the concepts in the manner and what the research problems they have not thought. It may arise in your mind also that what problems they have not undertaken and what solutions they have already given. You can agree or you cannot not agree with those facts. If you do not agree with those facts, you can substitute those disapproval with your research materials also. There must not be any abrupt statement. I am telling you again and again that whatever you are writing, it must be given references from the sources, whether they are original sources, textual sources, or the secondary sources. Then second is the hypothesis. Hypothesis is the parikalpana or anuman that the present solutions which arises in your mind are related with your research problems, which is arising in your mind, that how can you solve your problems, this research problem, the solution, present solution of your research problem, this is called as hypothesis. And then comes a strategy. A strategy comes means that how the solutions which arises in your mind for the solving your research problem, by which method it can be solved, which method of the research, whether it is textual, whether it is analytical, whether it is empirical method, qualitative method, or quantitative method. What type of research methodology you are going to use it. Then after deciding those methods, you can move towards the data collections or research materials collections. This is called as samagri sankalana. How you are going to collect or gather the research materials related with your research problems. When you are collecting your research materials, then it comes analysis or interpretations of those research materials which you have already collected it. And then you are making a framework of your research work. So this is the strategy that how you are moving towards your advancement of knowledge also. How you are going to solve your research problems. Then it comes critical interpretations or checking for validity. These are the two aspects related with your research process. When you are analyzing or interpreting the materials based upon the research methodology which you have opted for your research work, how you are analyzing critically based upon the materials which are available in other sources also, and how the hypothesis, the solution of your research problems, how you are going to test those solutions, whether they are coming to those facts or not. This is called as validity. That hypothesis which have already come in your mind through the research methods. Now, the and critical interpretations of those facts, whether they are the same or differing. So here it is called as checking for validity. You are checking the hypothesis of the research problems which you have already thought. Then it comes to publications of the two research papers at least before submission of your research thesis. In most of the universities, there is a criteria or there is a need of submission of two research papers in a referred or peer-reviewed research journals also by a research scholars. So before submission of your thesis, you are supposed to publish your two research papers also. And there is a ethics also in research, our whatever we are undertaking, from the continuous literature review, from the very beginning, when you are having research problems, and when you are a hypothesis in data collections and analyzing or interpreting the research materials critically, ethics needs at every step also. Now there is a plagiarism test of the research thesis in most of the universities. When you are going to submit your thesis, it will come through the software and your outcome will be tested that how much it comes through the, how many parts it has been taken from which source. So ethics also a part of our research. Whatever we are making any research, whether it is for the PhD, Doctor of Philosophy, or when you are writing a research paper for any seminars or conferences, there is a ethics by a researcher which needs that you do not have to take ideas or the thoughts of any scholar, or you have not stolen any ideas from any text or secondary sources. There must be new innovation of the things which are undertaken by a research scholar. So I think the time has come 10, 12. So after this, I think that I will come in the next class. Then I will discuss all these seven in a very detailed manner, and how this research process from the very beginning, that is the literature review, there is a continuous literature review, how it can be undertaken. We we'll discuss in our next class also. So till here, if you have any question, you can ask, and I will be glad to answer those questions also. So the remaining part of our literature review, we will discuss in our later part. So we have just started the beginning of that. Now we will discuss the research process in a very detailed manner. So this is the introduction of our research. We'll discuss in our following classes about the literal meaning of research, how it has been defined or interpreted by our scholars, as well as how they have been commented by our commentators in the text also. So if you have any question, you can ask.
Any questions from the candidates? Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, you can raise your questions. Otherwise, today we conclude this class. Today, Professor Devendra Kumar has highlighted brief description of research methodology, and we will discuss in detail later on. So any questions from the candidates? I think there is not any questions. Today we conclude. Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Devendra Kumar, for delivering wonderful lecture highlighting essential aspect of research methodology. And thank you very much. We will discuss later on.
Okay, thank you. In the next class, we can discuss